So for those of you who don't know what hardcore is or what straight edge is, I have to explain this. This is going to be Stroking My Beard, episode 3. And I just got back from a grocery store where I saw this family just loading up their car, but this kid about the age of the 8th graders that I teach social studies, he just threw a shopping cart across the parking lot. Luckily, it didn't hit any cars, and it flipped over, just kind of ended up in a parking space. So I was pulling out, and I was with Allison, and I looked at him, and I said, "Oh, are you going to pick that up?" And he kind of looked at me, because I was using a tone that it was my teacher voice. And he looked at me and didn't really know what to do. And then his older sister looked out. She was probably, I don't know, maybe 16 years old, maybe a little bit older. And she's wondering what I was saying. And I said, do you want me to pick that up for you, or were you going to do it? And she turned her head and she said, "Oh, no, it's okay." And then I looked at the car, and she closed the door. And then she said, "You can do it." So I decided to do it. I've done this once before. I just saw somebody that I was walking with just totally litter. He put like a 6-pack of empty beers on the ground, and I walked over and I picked it up behind him and put it in the trash. He's like, "No, dude, you don't have to do that." Whatever. It embarrassed him, and I thought that was the best technique to do rather than yelling and screaming. So I walked over and I picked up the cart and I rolled it around and pushed it in. Now, I don't care for this corporate chain of grocery stores. I just thought this rather rude move should get some attention. It's the kind of thing where most people say, "Oh, dude, I wish I just said something to that kid. He could have hit somebody's car. He could have hit somebody with it." So I did something, and it wasn't aggressive, but this family really did upset me. As they pulled out, I didn't do anything. I was standing by my car after I put the grocery cart in, and the dad, mustache dude, maybe between 30 and 40, just kind of looked at me and said, "Thanks for putting the cart away," and in a real sarcastic tone. And the girl stuck her head out the window that had been closed to, protect her while she was driving away after making that smart remark. They started speeding up, and out the car behind that, speeding metal vehicle of protection, she goes, "Good job, good job, good job." And the only thing I could think of was the example she's setting for her younger brother, younger sibling, whoever she was with, the one that I was trying to get across to, and how the entire dynamic right there, the father, the daughter, those two primarily, maybe the son as well, just had this total, I don't know what to say, machismo mentality, maybe just this arrogance to them where they did not want to respond to any kind of, maybe they thought it was criticism, but it was just, respond to any kind of outreach, anybody speaking to them. And it hit me so deeply. And I was wearing this hoodie, and this hoodie has a big smashed up bloody X on it. It's this band that I used to listen to. It's a hardcore band, and I probably walked around the grocery store not looking like an approachable fella. But you know what hardcore is? Hardcore is a community. Hardcore is creating a space for people to share ideas, ones that aren't quite popular with the rest of society and the rest of the world. And I went to these hardcore shows and saw bands play hardcore music. The singers are yelling, they're playing intense stuff. It's funny explaining this to people who might not know what hardcore is, but I've been out here on the West Coast in a very chill hippie town. A lot of people don't know what hardcore is, but hardcore is creating this community that's based in things such as caring about social justice, such as compassion, such as straight edge sobriety, such as animal rights and veganism, such as anti-war activism. Those things are actually unpopular. And when people get together at hardcore shows and punk shows, kind of the same thing, they can spread those ideas, they can share that kind of stuff. And hardcore is embodied in my teaching profession. So my teaching profession is all about that. I want to empower kids to know that they can make a change in this world, that they don't have to follow the status quo, when the status quo is families really just not caring about anything on the planet, not caring about kindness, not caring about making a wreck of things. And that, for all intents and purposes, was littering. I mean, it wasn't a shopping cart. It wasn't a piece of trash going into the ocean, but it is the same mentality when you leave something where it's not supposed to be and you don't give a shit about it, it's the same idea as littering. And littering is destroying our planet. I'm looking at the ocean. I see it right now from my living room. I'm so fortunate to be at a place that I love to live, and it's gorgeous. You know what's not gorgeous about that place? All the disgusting stuff that's ending up there. From cigarette butts, to straws, to plastic lids, to heroin needles, to condom wrappers, to styrofoam, to beach toys. It's disgusting. It's turning into Trash Island, which is the size of Texas floating in the Pacific Ocean. So littering is one of those messed up things. Disrespecting the place you are in is one of those messed up things. This is what hardcore is all about. This is what teaching is all about. This is what straight edge is all about. And this is what my life is all about. So thanks for listening to that. And I hope you can take it to heart and make some positive changes in this world. If somebody approaches you with something to say, I don't know, maybe give them a listen and don't totally turn them down. Whatever. You don't have to follow those rules, but that's all I have to say. Vegan, straight edge.